The movie begins with Maddie, a young woman who is both deaf and mute. She's a passionate writer living alone in a quiet house deep in the forest. One evening, while following a recipe and cooking dinner, she gets a text from her neighbor and friend, Sarah, asking if she can stop by. Maddie replies with a quick, "Sure." After that, Maddie calls for her cat by shaking a food container, and the cat comes in to eat. A short while later, Sarah arrives and returns a book she had borrowed.
I finished your book. Better.
She compliments the story, saying it was amazing, and praises Maddie's talent as a writer. Although Maddie can't hear, she reads Sarah's lips to understand her. Suddenly, the fire alarm blares. It turns out Maddie accidentally burned the steak she was cooking. She quickly turns it off. When Sarah reacts to how loud the alarm is, Maddie explains that it's designed that way so she can feel the vibrations, since she can't hear the sound. After their chat, Sarah invites Maddie over for dinner and a movie, but Maddie politely declines, saying she needs to work on her book. That night, Maddie sits at her desk, struggling to come up with the perfect ending for her story. No matter how hard she tries, nothing feels right. Feeling stuck, Maddie tries calling her ex-boyfriend, Craig, but quickly hangs up before he answers. A moment later, Craig calls her back, but she doesn't pick up. Meanwhile, outside the house, Sarah suddenly runs to Maddie's door, banging on it for help, but Maddie, unable to hear anything, doesn't notice. Out of nowhere, a masked man appears and brutally kills Sarah just outside the house. He then walks up to Maddie's door and knocks, trying to get her attention. When she doesn't respond, he realizes something important. Maddie is deaf. Maddie goes back to working on her book, still trying to figure out the ending. Unseen by her, the masked man quietly enters the house and stands right behind her, holding a knife. Just then, Maddie's sister Max video calls her. The sudden call buys Maddie some time, and the masked man quietly steps back. While she's distracted, he steals her phone from the desk without her noticing. Later, Maddie looks around the house for her cat, but can't find it. As she checks her laptop, a text suddenly appears. It's from her own phone. To her horror, it's a live photo of her taken just moments ago. She realizes someone is inside or very close. She rushes to the main door and sees it wide open. When she tries to close it, the masked man appears holding her phone. Panicked, she slams the door shut and locks it just in time. The man then tries to break in through another entrance, but Maddie quickly runs through the house, locking every door before he can get in. The masked man goes around to the back of the house, now holding a bow and arrow, but Maddie quickly rushes over and locks the back door just in time. She then tries to call 911 using her laptop, but before the call can go through, the masked man cuts the power to the house. Without electricity, she loses her internet connection and can't make the call. The man then stands outside the glass door, holding up a knife to intimidate her. Maddie watches helplessly as he walks over to her car and slashes the tires. Making sure she has no way to escape. Thinking quickly, Maddie grabs a lipstick and flashlight. She writes a message on the glass door using the lipstick and shines the flashlight on it so he can read it. The message says, "I haven't seen your face. My boyfriend is coming home." After reading it, the man smiles and calmly removes his mask, revealing his face, showing Maddie that he's not afraid of being recognized and has no plans to let her live. Maddie grabs a kitchen knife and a hammer, then hides in her bedroom, trying to stay quiet. Suddenly, there's a knock at her bedroom window. She looks and is horrified to see Sarah's lifeless body pressed against the glass. Shocked and heartbroken, Maddie leaves the room and breaks down in tears. After calming herself, she comes up with a plan to get Sarah's phone from her pocket and try to call for help. To create a distraction, Maddie grabs her car keys and activates the car alarm. The loud noise draws the masked man's attention. While he's distracted, Maddie climbs out her bedroom window and reaches for Sarah's phone, but she can't find it. Suddenly, the masked man returns and spots her. Maddie quickly gets back inside just in time and swings the hammer at him, hitting him and injuring him before running away. The masked man shows Maddie Sarah's phone, revealing that he already took it. Then, to taunt her further, he removes Sarah's earrings and slips them into his pocket. Inside the kitchen, Maddie quietly watches him through the glass window, trying to track his movements. When he walks around to the back of the house, she quickly unlocks the front door and tries to escape by crawling under the house. She attempts to run, but the masked man spots her and chases her. Maddie rushes back inside just in time and locks the door behind her. She then heads upstairs, escapes through a window, and throws her flashlight deep into the woods to distract him. As he follows the light, Maddie carefully moves along the rooftop. But before she can get down, the masked man sees her and shoots an arrow into her leg. Wounded, Maddie climbs back onto the roof. The man tries to follow, but she fights back, pushing him off and grabbing his bow and arrow. She then quickly re-enters the house through the window and locks it before he can get inside. Maddie goes into the bathroom to treat the arrow wound in her leg. She tries to load an arrow into the bow she took from the masked man, but it's difficult and she struggles to get it right. Meanwhile, the masked man watches her from outside, waiting for his next move. Suddenly, there's a knock at the door. Sarah's boyfriend John has arrived looking for her. When no one answers, the masked man steps in, holding a flashlight and pretending to be a police officer.
Take it easy, man.
Hands where I can see him.
Friend.
Don't want any trouble. I said on your knees,
Okay. I'm a neighbor.
He tells John he's responding to a call from a woman in danger and asks to see his ID. John shows it, unaware of the danger. The masked man continues his lie, saying that when he arrived, an intruder attacked him and stole his badge and gun. John believes the story. The masked man then asks for John's phone, saying he needs to call for backup. He pretends to make the call, but secretly slips the phone into his pocket. When John asks for his phone back, the masked man hands it to him. But as John takes it, something falls. Sarah's earring. Realizing the man is lying and not a real cop, John becomes suspicious. Just as John is about to confront the masked man, Maddie knocks on the door from inside, trying to get his attention. The distraction gives the masked man the chance to strike. He attacks John, and the two get into a brutal fight. John is badly injured, but still manages to hold onto the masked man. He yells at Maddie to run and save herself. Maddie hesitates, then turns to escape. But just as she runs, the masked man appears and kills her, only for it to be revealed that it was just a vision.
You can't run.
A scenario Maddie played out in her mind. In reality, she doesn't run. She knows she won't survive if she does. Inside the house, the voices in Maddie's head begin to play out different outcomes. What would happen if she runs, hides, or tries to escape? Each scenario ends the same way, with her death. Realizing she can't outrun him, Maddie makes a final decision. She won't run anymore. This time, she'll fight back and end it. Outside, the masked man spots Maddie's cat and tries to kill it. But before he can act, Maddie shoots an arrow at him. It hits him, but not fatally. Furious, the masked man charges toward the house. Maddie rushes to get inside, but as she tries to shut the door, her hand gets caught. The masked man slams the door on it, badly injuring her. Despite the pain, Maddie pushes through and manages to lock the door just in time. The masked man stands outside and warns Maddie that he's coming in. But instead of backing down, Maddie faces him through the glass and bravely writes a message. "Do it, coward." Knowing this could be the end, Maddie calmly sits at her laptop. She types a detailed description of the masked man, his face, build, and everything she remembers. Then she writes a final goodbye to her parents and ends with the words, "Died fighting." She quietly moves into the bathroom and hides, her body growing weaker from the pain. As she starts to lose consciousness, she suddenly feels a breath on her neck. He's right behind her. Reacting fast, Maddie turns and stabs the masked man in the leg before he can strike. Then she runs to the kitchen, using every bit of strength she has left. The masked man enters the kitchen where Maddie is lying on the floor, appearing weak. But just as he gets close, Maddie suddenly sprays pepper spray into his eyes, blinding him. At the same time, she sets off the fire alarm, filling the room with flashing lights and sharp vibrations. They fight violently, using every last bit of strength. As the masked man tries to kill her, Maddie grabs a sharp wine bottle opener and stabs him in the neck, finally ending his life. Exhausted and in pain, she reaches into his pocket, takes back her phone, and dials 911. The movie ends with Maddie sitting on her porch, bloodied but alive, her cat beside her. In the distance, police sirens approach, signaling that help has finally arrived.